Chapter 1. In the Beginning. It's only right that I begin Cassie's story by telling you something of her life before she became a part of our rescue family. By the time she joined us, she had already had 3 previous owners in the first 2 years of her life. It began, to the best of our knowledge, when our friend Linda was walking her dogs one dark and rainy night, and she heard cries and whimpering coming from the direction of the garden of a house she was walking past. Being naturally inquisitive, Linda stopped to try and discover where the plaintive noises were originating from. She actually climbed the wall into the garden, and there she discovered the source of the whimpering and crying, a tiny, wet and bedraggled, shivering little puppy, with nowhere to go to get out of the rain. Linda was furious that someone had left the little puppy outdoors in such terrible weather conditions, and she knocked on the door of the house for quite some time, until the door was finally opened. God only knows what the man who answered the door must have thought when he was suddenly confronted by this strange woman, wearing weatherproof coat and hood, with 2 dogs at her side and his puppy in the crook of her arm. She must have resembled a cross between Freddy Krueger and the Grim Reaper, especially when she launched into a tirade about his treatment of the puppy. Linda pulls no punches when it comes to defending animals, I promise you. The way she told it, she asked him what the hell he was thinking, leaving that poor little dog out in the rain. She told him he didn't deserve to have a dog, to which he replied, "I never wanted the thing in the first place." Linda's instant response was, "Can I take it home with me then, and find it a good home?" "Take it if you want it," he replied. So she did, after first getting what details she could from him about the dog and getting him to sign a note saying he'd given up the dog to her. She learned that the dog's name was Cassie and that she was around 12 weeks old and was a Yorkshire Terrier Australian Terrier crossbreed. With that, she led little Cassie away to what she hoped would soon be a better life. Linda's other dogs, Jet and Diesel, welcomed the tiny terrier into their home, and it didn't take Cassie long to dry out and feel the warmth of Linda's home beginning to make her feel more like a 12-week-old puppy should do. The very next day, she arrived on the field, where the regular group of dog walkers gathered every afternoon, and Cassie was introduced to everyone. Linda would very much have liked to keep Cassie, but the terms of her home rental only allowed her to keep 2 pets, and she already had 2 dogs and 2 cats, so was pushing things a bit already. So she let it be known that she was looking for a good home for Cassie, and within a few weeks she told us that Cassie was going to live with an elderly couple who lived on her street. Nobody on the field knew the couple, but Linda was sure they would give the little dog a good home. Time, however, would prove otherwise, as my story will reveal, but for now, as far as everyone was concerned, Cassie was happy and on the way to a good future with her new owners.